Now that we've won a race this season and we're heading to Brazil, I feel like going back to back in more ways than one. Hello everyone, welcome back to F1 Manager, welcome back to ASGP. My name's Aaron and I'm managing Mercedes, where we are, spoiler alert, race winners, because we won the Mexico City Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton. George Russell had a little bit of a role to play in it. Make sure you go back and check out the video. It was just unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. I'm not sure Fernando Alonso has calmed down yet from the events that transpired in the final laps of the Mexico City Grand Prix, but we move forward and we are heading to Brazil for the final sprint race of the season, and I'm feeling like back-to-back wins this season and back-to-back wins in Brazil, because of course George Russell won last year's 2022 Brazilian or Sao Paulo Grand Prix, to give it its proper name. And talking of sprint weekends, I need your comments on where these sprints should be held in season 2 of this journey. So with the editor database that I've got, I can change not just the sprint locations but the ATA races. I can even change the order of the calendar if we so wish. So let me know your thoughts on that. If you'd like a different start race of the season, a different opening race of the season, where the sprint should be. I'd probably want to do 3 or 4 because they take more time to edit and they become longer videos. But if you like the longer form content, then we'll have more sprints. That's great. I am fully prepared for a sprint around Monaco, to be honest, if people ask for that. So bear that in mind as well. Nothing is everything's up for debate. There's no holds barred in that respect. So let's get into a no holds barred weekend around Brazil. Good news, we now have medium confidence from the board in the leadership of the team. So that's good, I suppose, and obviously winning a race helps. So championship standings wise, we'll have a look at the constructors. We're not going to catch Ferrari, who probably aren't going to catch Red Bull, and we're well clear of Aston Martin, so we're safe in 3rd. There was a bit of a battle developing between our 2 drivers for 5th in the championship between Lewis and George, but Lewis, with his win, is now 40 points clear of his younger teammate. He's got his eyes set on Carlos Sainz, who's actually just taken pole position brilliantly, I might add, for the Singapore Grand Prix. If someone comes out ahead of Russell and can give him a slipstream up the hill, that would be lovely. And it looks like Max Verstappen could be that guy, or he'll just get in the way here of just of Russell, who actually goes faster than Hamilton there by half a second. It's bizarre, absolutely bizarre. He sits a perfect middle sector with traffic. Very, very odd. 2 Aston Martins are just coming across to start their final laps. Now Russell not improving in the first sector. Hamilton does. We're currently 9th and 10th. We need some improvements here, please, George, in the middle sector. Checkered flag is out. And Leclerc and Verstappen haven't beaten Sainz. So looks like Carlos Sainz could be on pole position twice on this Singapore Grand Prix qualifying Saturday when I'm recording it. Personal bests in the middle sector for both my drivers. George Russell, first across the line, goes up to 7th. Hamilton goes 6th for the sprint. And obviously, because it's a short lap, the whole top 10 is covered by less than half a second. So you get really small margins between the drivers. So every corner counts around Sao Paulo. We are just under 4/10 off the pace. So that's not so bad. There's a couple of penalties for Sainz and Stroll to come on Sunday, so that might benefit us come the Grand Prix. But let's go to the sprint, and we're just going to have a look at how the softs will last. Not very well is the answer, so it is going to be mediums that we use, and I'm guessing the AI will do the same. It looks like Brazil is going to be very harsh on tyre wear. Yeah, if we go aggressive all the way through, it's quicker, but your tyres will need some management. I wonder if we could see more punctures in the sprint race again, as we did in Qatar. All Scarlet front row in Sao Paulo and 5 Scarlet lights. It's go for the sprint for 6th and 8th. 7th and 8th because Perez has just got ahead of Hamilton, although we're going back up the inside. Interestingly, there's a couple of drivers on hards ahead of us. Leclerc's on softs. That's very interesting from the AI. We need to see off Perez here. It's Alonso and Verstappen who are on the hards, and Stroll has just got ahead of them. What's Russell doing? He's looking at the back of the not the Aston Martin, of the Red Bull. Sainz maintains the lead. Now we can get in and amongst it with Alonso, like we did in Mexico when we came out on top. Alright, so we're under pressure from Perez now. It looks like he's about to come past. Oh, there's been a collision. Was that Verstappen and Alonso? I think it was. It's absolutely Verstappen and Alonso. What's going on here? Oh, Alonso has swiped the Red Bull off the circuit like it's tinder. But no safety car. Right, so Hamilton, we can get about it now, and we need to get on with it and get away from the Red Bull. Who's got the penalty? Verstappen, because of course that was his fault. Of course that was his fault. I mean, why wouldn't it be? Hamilton is just over a second behind Perez. We're not making the progress I hoped for, although Russell's about to change part of that by going past Ocon. I think it's Stroll and Sainz have got penalties for the Grand Prix, so we could be looking at a net 3rd, 4th start here. Last time around, Perez a 9.8, Hamilton a 10.7. That's definitely not ideal. It's probably because we're not using as much battery or tyre. So Ocon coming back at us. Go away, Ocon. Just being a nuisance. We've got another yellow flag in Sector 1. Another crash involving multiple cars. It's Ricciardo and Zhou. So, not really anything that affects us. Oh, we've got a safety car.
Turn 4. Maybe gravel.
Which does help us.
Is he okay?
There's been a collision. Zhou, Verstappen's out the race. Well, I said the Zhou incident didn't really affect us, but not the first Red Bull to be tangled with a car at turn 4 in Brazil. And both drivers are out of the race. Now we have a safety car, which certainly helps us with our fuel. And, if we just conserve.
So Perez a bit late now.
Everyone's in the pit lane. What are they doing? Are they going on to softs? Oh my god, they're going on to softs.
Let's just manage these tyres.
Everyone's pitted and we haven't. It's like I'm tumbling back into a nightmare. Sainz has had a pit stop issue, which isn't good for him. Okay, well. This could be disastrous, or it could be a masterstroke.
So
Okay, safety car in, and it was one of the longest safety car periods you'll get. Let's push on the tyres and deploy everything. 10 laps to go. Everyone's on softs. We're on used mediums. Here we go. This is going to end well, isn't it? Right.
Up the pushing level.
Hamilton leads Russell into turn 1. Don't fight your teammate. tyres are boiling on Hamilton's car. So let's maybe just be aggressive with them. But I fully expect this whole train to come flying past us. We're going to be starting right at the back, I think, once this all shakes out. Yeah, this is not going to end well, I think, for us, unfortunately. I've completely missed an opportunity to pit. Now the two drivers are potentially fighting. DRS enabled. Let's avoid the high-risk curbs. Is that George Russell taking the lead? Oh, he's thinking about it, but he's backed out of it because he had don't fight teammate on. So we need to keep these tyres as cool as possible. And if Russell has don't fight teammate on and stays in the DRS range, maybe we can sort of nerf everybody that way. Hamilton's out of battery, so is Russell, so we need to harvest. Did Russell get DRS? He did. This is stressful, let's put it that way. So if we just harvest on the first half of the lap and then blitz the battery out the final corner, we might be able to pull it off. Did Russell get DRS? Yes. As long as we keep getting DRS, I think we'll be alright, although Leclerc has just passed Russell. That's far from ideal, and now he's right onto Hamilton. Russell having another look. Yeah, this could end with us sort of back where we started. So we need to deploy with both cars. Here comes Leclerc. I think Hamilton might even get DRS because of that. Here he comes. Is Hamilton going to get back into the lead? No, not quite. Russell hanging on for third, but that's about to disappear to Lance Stroll. And Perez. And Sainz, and then Ocon, and Magnussen's come to join the fun too. This is really not working out at all well. I mean, if the safety car had... if everyone had not pitted, it would have been fine, I suppose. Here comes Perez. Alright, let's just get it over and done with. Got a yellow flag. Oh, there's a red flag. Well, this could help. Okay, well... let's turn the tables on the rest of the field. Let's stick that fresh set of softs on. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of hoping to use them in the race, and I don't think it's going to be a one-stop race. We're going to have to use a used set of softs at some point. Right, well, let's just turn the tables, because they're going to be on used softs. So Piastri had a spin, and it blocked the track from what I saw on the mini-map. Alright, here we go again. Everybody's still on softs. I wonder if they're on fresh softs. No, they're on the softs that they used earlier. Means we can just attack.
Start reducing that management.
Let's... I overtake aggression? Why not? Go for it, boys. Absolutely go for it. We might as well. Got all the fuel that we could possibly need. We're down to 5th with Hamilton. They are allowed to fight now. Russell's actually coming past and makes a double overtake. He's passed Lewis and Carlos Sainz. That is indeed how we roll, George. So here comes George Russell. Hamilton round the outside of Sainz. Could we rescue a third place position? A start here? Oh, off goes Stroll.
Really?
I think that was contact with George Russell. He just went flying off towards the barriers. He definitely made contact with one of our cars. I mean, come on. If we get a penalty for that, that is just absolute rubbish. Because Stroll clearly turned into George Russell there. So we are 3rd and 4th, and well, potentially we could snatch a couple more positions here up to the line. Could we not? Here comes George Russell. There will be some DRS. Will he be able to get through before the checkered flag? I don't think so. No, we'll have to settle for third and fourth. Hamilton's got 91% on his tyres still. Russell, 81 because he had the contact. So Leclerc wins the sprint. Perez is second. And I think we'll just use that set of tyres to start with on Hamilton. I'll have a look at the strategies. But that was... what a manic sprint. Absolute mayhem. Alrighty, time for the Grand Prix in Sao Paulo. Strategy-wise, I've gone for a mixture of soft finishing strategies. George Russell will start on the softs because we don't have that many tyres available, to be honest. We've got one set of new mediums, one set of new hards, and we're going to be using at least a set of hards with Lewis Hamilton. This is kind of my mistake because in practice I used a set of mediums in practice 1 and in practice 2 stupidly. So this is my fault, not planning ahead. Yeah, soft, medium, soft for George, which means he can be aggressive from the start and hopefully get some undercuts on cars ahead of him. And Lewis, we're going to play a slightly longer game but still finish on the fastest available tyre. We've not underfueled as dramatically as we would normally because we want to push, and there is a high, there's a 100% chance of a safety car in Sao Paulo according to the game. So let's head to the grid in Brazil and see what further carnage awaits us. We've got blazing sunshine in Sao Paulo, we've got rain outside my window, we've got 5 red lights again, and the Brazilian, Sao Paulo, whatever you want to call it, Grand Prix is go. And immediately George Russell leaps up towards second position. Can he get round Sergio Perez? Yes, very, very close to doing so. Let's go on board with him. He's still wheel to wheel. It looks like Leclerc's on a set of softs. He is indeed. And George Russell can get past the Red Bull. That would make it a bit more of a head-to-head at the front. Let's go high overtake aggression on George Russell and also driving clean air. Hamilton just going to take a watching brief in 4th position. We've dropped quite a gap here to the lead duo. So what I'm going to do is allow Hamilton to go past his teammate. Russell is obedient there. The tyres are way too hot.
Yeah, we just
do need to cool them.
We don't fall off a cliff on that time.
Now 2 seconds adrift.
If we could just drop back a bit.
And that's not the start we were after. But this is a long race. Russell needs to stop fighting his teammate, please. Thank you. Tyres starting to overheat on Hamilton's car, but Leclerc's tyres are starting to degrade. We are now 3.7 seconds off the lead of Perez, and Leclerc is falling back. That was his lap time last time round. A second slower. Hamilton actually the quickest man on track at the moment. So he's well in this fight for a potential victory. Russell a little bit outside it. Is it worth potentially pitting him for a set of hards a bit earlier? I wonder. If we do this, then yeah, he probably. Well, he's going to need. I think he's going to need to use the mediums at some point. Actually, so if we do that, get him finishing on the mediums, lap 48. Maybe try that instead with George. Right, Hamilton has just picked up DRS off of Leclerc, who immediately goes to the pit lane.
It's not going to be long now, mate.
Russell's tyres starting to overheat. We've stored up some battery with Lewis. We do need to cool the tyres, so we'll do that by avoiding the high-risk curbs. Tyre wear wise, we're slightly worse off than Perez, who is admittedly a tyre preservation genius. Russell's chances in this race looking a little bit worse for wear at the moment. But where's Leclerc come out from his pit stop? He's come out right in the middle of all of this, behind Hulkenberg and Gasly. So if Russell can be quicker than them, he's done a 13.3. Gasly's done a 13.7 on his previous time. Piastri boxes, an 11.9 for Gasly. Where did that come from? That is concerning in terms of where George Russell will now exit the pit lane. So what I'll do is deploy and attack Russell into the lane. Decent stop, 2.4 seconds. Where is he coming out? He's coming out miles behind Leclerc, who's just done an 11.6. So we're going to come out in 12th, or maybe not actually, because Bottas and Tsunoda are going to go past, and that's Sargent as well, and Leclerc, Russell is going to join in with them. It just goes through the Williams. Don't worry about it. Don't think this is the optimal. Is this the optimal pit stop lap? It might be. So keep an eye on what Perez does. Leclerc is some 13 seconds adrift. You lose about 21 seconds for a pit stop under green flags. So we'll come out around Magnussen and Sainz. Perez doesn't pit. So this is crucial for us. We need a good stop here. We don't really get it. 4.4 seconds. Not helpful. Pit stop issue. So we're going to come out behind Stroll. Are we going to come out ahead of Verstappen? I think we are. What's Verstappen on? He started on mediums. So let's press on with Lewis Hamilton and see if we can execute the undercut on the lead Red Bull. Perez has stayed out another lap. Is he going to do the one stop? Perez remains in the lead, although he's just pitted. Yellow flags. And they're gone. How's the pit stop for Perez? Sweet as a nut. Okay, Hamilton. Chasing Magnussen. He'll get the DRS. Can we get past? Where's the Red Bull? There's the Red Bull. I think Perez has done enough to stay ahead. Just, yeah. And Hamilton up the inside of Magnussen gets the position. And the gap is about... It's actually grown a bit there because we got caught in traffic. And Perez would have been able to push in clear air. So we've topped up the battery a little bit. But we can continue to press on. Perez has used a second set of mediums, so we won't be catching him yet. He'll be going to a set of softs, I'm sure, to end this race. So 29 laps in, and there's a possibility of at least a podium in this race. We're 5 seconds behind Perez, who's chasing Leclerc, who's on much older mediums. Surely the Ferrari will go to hards. Do a soft, medium, hard. So keep an eye on when he boxes. What's Alonso up to? He is just catching Russell, who's setting some personal best sectors and actually at peak confidence. So let's see how this middle phase pans out. Alonso will probably be going past Russell any moment now, and I think it might be exactly now. There it is. They're side by side. So if we can slow Alonso down a bit, the gap is 7.3 seconds. If we can actually harvest some energy here while we get DRS. We're still on high overtake aggression with George. We get DRS here? Yeah, I think we might have. We did, and that means we could probably go back in front of the Aston Martin. Round the outside, it's close. It's a piece of paper between them. And Russell just about keeping Alonso at bay. Perez has now taken the lead with some scintillating pace. 10.4, my word. Hamilton this time around does an 11.8. Russell is continuing to battle with Alonso, so that they're actually slowing each other down quite a bit. Hamilton is 12 seconds off of the 12.5 seconds off the lead now. And I've asked him to push on the tyres to try and close the gap to Leclerc. He's just done a 12.9. Maybe his tyres have just fallen off. 12.1 for Hamilton. So he's taken a big chunk there out of Leclerc. Did Leclerc have traffic? No, there's no traffic around the Ferrari. But his tyres are pretty second-hand now. Russell continuing to bother Alonso, and I am here for it. Keep pestering him, please, George. Leclerc into the pit lane, and he is going on to another set of mediums, which means his will be
It's not going to be long.
older than ours when we put them on with Hamilton and with Russell, who has just dropped outside a second, it would seem. Oh no, he has got the DRS. Just dropped back a bit from Alonso. Let's actually deploy and close the gap to that Aston Martin in front. And George's crash buddy, Lance Stroll, is just behind him. And we're 15.5 seconds adrift of Perez now, who's almost a second a lap faster on those mediums, which he's keeping very healthy indeed. So we've still got quite a way to go with Lewis. We can't really attack too much yet. I mean, we've used Lewis's set of mediums. We're going to go on to a set of softs with him, so we've got to keep going on this set of hards. So Alonso is into the pit lane, and George Russell carries on. Another set of mediums for the Spaniard. Slow stop though, that's helpful for us. Didn't see how long it took, but useful for us. So if we can attack on these tyres for another couple of laps, let's deploy. And then hopefully we can try and overcut Alonso, who's actually been undercut by his teammate because of that slow stop. So maybe we do it now. Maybe we go now with the pit stop with George Russell. Hamilton staying about 15 seconds behind the race leader. He's just got past Sargent again with DRS. Yeah, we could have an Esteban Ocon Max Verstappen situation on our hands here. Russell, nice stop. Where are the Astons? There's Stroll, who has undercut Russell. Alonso, it's going to be very, very close. I think we've just done enough there. Pitting the lap after was exactly the right thing to do. And we'll have slightly fresher mediums with which to fight the two Aston Martins. So we need to get after Lance Stroll and also not crash into him. So where does Perez come out? He actually comes out in second, just 4 seconds behind us. So Perez has got this one in the bag, it would look like. Well, if we pit now, we'll come out just ahead of Sainz, who's on used medium. So that's not terrible. A yellow flag here. Oh, that would have been, you know what, a safety car now would have been beautiful. But I don't think we're going to be fortunate enough to get one. Hamilton into the pit lane. I think he's going to come out around Lance Stroll. Nice stop. Where's Sainz? Sainz and Stroll are very close together. I think, in fact, we're going to be just ahead of the Ferrari. Only very just. That was close. We need to deploy and try and pull away from the Ferrari. Second is possibly the only position on offer to us now. Looks like Perez has got this sewn up with 15 laps to go. We're just outside the 1 second window to Sainz there. We have a virtual safety car. Alonso and Russell. Safety car deployed. Wow. Okay. Russell is out of the race. Here's the replay. He's collided with another Aston Martin. Alonso's got the penalty for this. And yeah, absolutely. That's the second time. Oh, wow, secondary contact. Second time he's taken out a Mercedes this season. And yeah. Okay, so safety car starting. Perez has missed the pit lane. Leclerc will absolutely be in. We're going to come in as well for a fresher set of softs. Because we might as well. We only lose about 15 seconds. What does Leclerc do? He stayed out. Here comes Stroll. He's going to stay out. So is Sainz. We're going to have a bit of overtaking to do. 2.4 second stop for Hamilton. He's going to come out in 5th position, and with better tyres. So we could still win this race. The safety car might have just played an absolute blinder for us. We can get those tyres up to temperature. The fuel will come back as well, so we can just push with the engine. Surely the safety car comes in here. Surely. Yes. Alright. It will now be hammer time. Might as well attack on the tyres. What's everybody else's situation on tyres? Perez, 61% worn softs. Leclerc, Stroll and Sainz all on old, used mediums. Driving clean air, please, Lewis. And they're fanning out across the straight here. This is incredible. Was it? Look at it. It's like a NASCAR restart. Here we go. Right. Green flags are out. And we're going for it.
Try and increase the car cooling a little bit more.
Okay. Got Gasly right behind us. Need to catch the Ferrari ahead. With DRS, we could just blast past all of this lot. But DRS will be enabled this time around as Hamilton goes for it at Albon corner and successfully gets the job done. Right, Stroll, you're up next. Are we going past the Aston Martin? Not yet. No battery to use. We might as well just keep it in deploy.
DRS has been enabled.
Go neutral. DRS now enabled. I don't think we're going to catch Perez, but we could definitely get back to 2nd place. Hamilton down the inside of Stroll. Come on! And now Leclerc, deploy. We'll get DRS. Can we get to the inside? Can we get it? Yes! We're through. 2 laps to go. What's the gap? 1.6 seconds. Can we catch Perez and have him on the last lap? Can we get under 1 second? I think we will, you know. I think we're going to have a great shot at winning this race on the final lap with Hamilton. Did we get the DRS? No, we didn't. Oh, because we ran out of battery. No. We ran out of battery, so we didn't get the DRS. So we're not going to win the race. But 2nd is still brilliant. We were half a second quicker that time around. Although we're really closing up. It's going to be really close across the line. Just attack on the tyres, Lewis. Go for it.
Just keep the pressure on Lewis. You can do this.
Oh, 1 more lap and we would have had him. 1 more lap. Sergio Perez wins the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Hamilton so close to another victory. Wow, what a finish that was. So that's 3 podiums in a row now for Lewis Hamilton. Which, after 7 races without one, is a decent return. 10 podium appearances in one career. Ceremony regular. That's the award that or the achievement I've just unlocked on Steam. Can we watch the podium? Yeah, let's watch the podium. Always good to see Checo Perez up there. Hamilton taking P2 for the 2nd year in a row in Brazil. What's going on with the lighting? Wow, that's all kinds of bright. Maybe we'll move on. Alright, Sergio Perez wins by just 0.8 of a second. Let me know in the comments if there was anything different I could have done in that safety car sprint restart. Max Verstappen holds on to the championship lead. I think he's safe. I think he's won the World Championship. 13 race, just the 13 race wins. 5 for Leclerc. That's Perez's first win of the season. Sainz has won a race. Hamilton's won a race. Alonso's taken out 2 Mercedes cars this season. That was an exciting end to the Grand Prix. A shame that the safety car periods last so long, because I think a few more laps would have been absolutely winning the race. But yeah, it is what it is. And still some really, really good points for Mercedes. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you tune in for the final 2 rounds of the season, Las Vegas and Abu Dhabi. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this Formula F1 Manager content. Like the video too, share it with other people. You're the best fans. I'll see you in the next video. It's bye for now.